तू और तेरा आधा बाप, तुम दोनों को तो बाजार में लाके पीटना चाहिए. Who the fuck told you you're funny?
Can we do sex chat, please?
I felt violated.
फिर आ गई बकचोद करने.
Definitely, the more hate you receive, the more you retract.
And then this person suddenly out of the blue sends me his dick pic. So these are the kind of DMs that flood our inboxes.
I thought that this is one person who's just having a really bad day, or
It would be like, oh shit, have I said something wrong that has offended someone?
I mean, it was two things. I was questioning myself that what did I do that brought about such a reaction in this person? And
Would someone tell that to me if they had met me face to face and would have conveyed the same kind of message in the same language?
then two, what are they going through that they're having to resort to this kind of discourse?
I felt violated personally, and I've also felt some feeling of what if only they could know me as a person.
Or is it really the privacy of social media which unleashes the demon in people and makes them do and say things that they do?
Definitely became like threefold since I became a mildly popular public figure.
I think any woman who is online on social media and is expressing her opinions is targeted irrespective of whether she's a public figure or a common person.
And I always say this, I'm a public figure, I'm not a public toilet, so don't expect me to tolerate.
More people who don't like people like me or outspoken women like me are finding reason to come and disagree not so civilly disagree, but disagree with me in my DMs.
We still live in a patriarchal society, and the opinions are still tinted that ways, where they wouldn't really want women to open up on social media with the views and opinions that they really care for. Many times they also tell me, why have you given your phone number?
I think their primary advice would be, don't talk about this.
Why haven't you really blocked him?
Don't say this, don't do this.
Why do you even get into conversations with anonymous persons?
Like every advice would probably be about self-censoring. And I don't want that. I mean, we get enough of that from the world anyways.
Online platforms will 8 out of 10 times fail you when you try to report abuse, because, I mean, if they were successful, there would be no abuse, honestly. Nothing seems to violate their community guidelines.
A couple of them may get addressed with, just suspension of the account of the person for a few days at the most.
I don't really know what are like actual consequences that people might face if they are being hateful to you in your DMs. So a lot of times you do feel a little bit like defeated, or you feel like this was pointless.
The easiest thing to do is just to block and forget.
I don't want to say that you have to be okay with it, but like you have to assess how harmful or immediately dangerous it is to you. Like if it is a rape threat, I would like for it to be investigated immediately.
But I would really advise everyone, take it up legally, Hold them accountable for this, because the internet is not their toilet, and your account especially is not their toilet.
I tend to overthink now. Definitely the more hate you receive, the more you retract.
For a long time, I've been hesitant about expressing myself.
A lot of these DMs which flood our inboxes specifically target me being a Muslim, transgender, opinionated person who is also against the current regime of government. So yes, it does really bother you when you get a lot of Islamophobic or transphobic messages.
Even now, I have these filters, and a lot of these filters are not like genuine great filters, but they're just filters born out of fear of being trolled.
Definitely, you try to protect yourself a lot more by not talking as much and by not putting out as much content.
The people target you based upon your name and your identity rather than your views, and there is no healthy discussion but simply trolling or abusing which happens.
And that is the environment and the climate that they're working so hard to create, that people are scared of saying what they want.
How victim blaming goes, you tend to think that it is something you are doing wrong and you are saying wrong that is inviting or welcoming all kinds of hate, whereas that's not the case.